Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Yellow Tape. My name is Julian. It's nice to have you guys here again. And let's get right into it. Today we have a special guest, a fellow science enthusiast. Her name is Nidhi. She got her master's at Pace in forensics, and she is currently pursuing her Ph.D. at Rutgers University. And I won't spoil any more for you guys. I'll let her tell you something about herself. So Nidhi, take it away.
Hi, thank you so much, Julian. Hi, everyone. Once again, thank you so much for this. Like he said, I'm doing my master's. I did my master's in forensic science from Pace University and currently pursuing my PhD. I'm in my third year in computational integrative biology, which is a combination of forensic computer science at Rutgers University. So getting into a little bit about me, I'm originally from India, and I did my bachelor's in pharmacy from India, and then decided to come to States for my further studies. So I took up forensic science as my major and did my master's in forensic. I worked for a year in pharmaceuticals while I was applying for my PhD. And finally, I got into PhD 3 years ago, which was really nice in forensic, which is the field I love. So that's what I'm doing right now.
So, being from India, what do you think really drew you to forensic science?
So there are multiple things why I am really interested in the field as whole, and what got me into the field actually. So my main motivation is my grandfather. He was a criminal lawyer back in India, and my mom is a lawyer. My mom's a lot of people in my mom's side and her family are lawyers. So I've always grown up in that environment of law, which brings me to doing forensic science, the technological side of it and not the law. But
that's cool. That's cool.
Thank you. And I always, and I felt that pharmacy was a good foundation for me when I started forensic because of the chemistry and biology. But my heart was always in forensic because I always wanted to give answers to the people in need. And I felt that forensic would be a good platform for me to get back to the community and help them in some way or the other. So
that's cool.
That's why I'm here.
I wish I had a nice altruistic answer for me like that. I feel what drew me in was more the problem solving and the maybe I feel like it requires a lot of outside of the box thinking for crime scene work and lab work. So I feel like, I don't know, my mind was kind of always geared towards it. So it found me. I feel like I ended up taking a class for it and one day, and I was like, yeah, this is kind of what I want to do. Like, I really, really, really like this.
That's amazing, which is absolutely true because problem solving is a major part in forensic because you get a different case every day when you go to a crime scene. It's not the repetitiveness that you see in other fields, which is in like a different thing in forensic. So you need to be up on your toes. You need to know what's going on and you have to be accurate and do your work with utmost integrity, which is amazing, which is good for you.
Exactly. That's good for us.
Yeah, good for us. I know. But it's a beautiful field and I hope we could help people some way or the other. This is a very beautiful saying by someone I can't remember, but this the saying goes that it's not how good you want things to be, how badly you want them. So I guess it's our thing, right? The good will come along because we really want to change.
Right. Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So I know things don't always go as planned, but I guess in an ideal world, what would be like maybe, I don't want to say your end goal, but like, what would you want to do? Like, I'll say your end goal for now. What is that main, if you have one at this moment, like, what is that main goal that you have in forensics?
Oh, wonderful question. Thank you. So yeah, I have not thought, like I have thought it through for sure, but I always say that I build a Lego. So this is what my Lego looks like. After I graduate with my PhD, I would wish to get a job in a PD, work my way up and someday become a director of the lab, so that I know so that with my experience, I know how to run it and how to manage a lab. And eventually also would like to end up getting an MBA so that when I come to that position, I'm more equipped not only with my scientific knowledge, but also with the managerial skills. So I don't disrupt the organized system, which is given to me when I reach there. I would like to make it much better. And after that, I would wish to have my own startup or my own lab back in my country, where I'm from, India. And have the technology that I've learned and the experience that I've gained and make it a little better, like crime solving wise back in my country, so that people get justice a little bit faster than what it is right now. And they don't lose their hope in the process of getting justice.
Right.
So again, it's a Lego, it changes with time.
No, that's a good answer. I feel like when I give my answer, you're gonna think I'm copying you, because I feel like I'm gonna say the same thing word for word. Like, that's crazy. That's why I was kind of laughing when you said it. I'm like, man, that's kind of the exact thing I want to do.
You have the copyrights.
That's all right. Yeah, but same thing for me. I definitely want to one day. I kind of want to open my own lab up, like more of like a contractual lab. In terms, like, you know, because NYPD, Boston PD, LAPD, they have a lot of cases. I kind of want to have a lab kind of dedicated to like trace evidence and criminalistics, where like those guys are really overwhelmed a lot. So they can kick their cases out to us. I want to be obviously accredited and nationally recognized, and we can take some of their, like, you know, overflow, and we can help them out so they could maybe put more focus on some of the things that are really pressing at hand. Or if they have something that's really pressing at hand, they can give it to us. We'll analyze everything as soon as we can, and then we'll ship it back out to them. So I kind of want to be in that kind of department in the future, I guess. You know, and again, everything doesn't work out the way it you think it will. So like, that's what I want to go to. That's what I'm working towards. I feel like I kind of always say I'm really go with the flow, but at the same time, I really do try to carve my way out to whatever way I'm going. But I'm go with the flow in the sense of, like, I'll take whatever life is giving me and I'll just roll with it as I'm heading towards whatever path I'm trying to head towards. And I would love to kind of, because I'm from St. Vincent, I'm from the Caribbean. It's a really small island in the West Indies. And I definitely would like to go back there and like, maybe teach people, do something, because I feel like I'm decent at like explaining things. I think opening a lab there would be like crazy. Like, I thought about that, but that's one of those goals that I was like, that's too big. Like, I probably would never happen. I kind of always limited it to like, maybe I can go down there and teach some people how to do it and get their interest up and show them, like, you know, I could do it, you guys can do it. It's not like, you know.
Right. And you should always put these things out in the universe. You never know how it comes back around, and you would actually have a lab.
You're right. I don't know why I did that. I thought that was so like unrealistic. I was like, man, that's not gonna
happen. Oh, you can try. But yeah, that's amazing. And that's basically my thinking as well, that you don't have to be a full-fledged lab to do all the caseworks, but you could do some of the work which you think is difficult for them to work on, like for trace evidences, like you mentioned, or when you have DNA samples which are really degraded, and I have a technology where I can help them create profiles from that. Some way that we could help and work together again for the same goal that we are looking as a forensic community are. Yeah. And we want to give answers, good answers, right answers, ethical answers.
That is the goal of us. That's probably what drives a lot of forensic scientists. We just want answers.
Yeah, exactly. It is all about the answers. And everybody's looking for answers some way or the other. So we have to find our path through forensics.
Amen.
So
I do have another question for you. Why the why the PhD program? How come you didn't, like, you know, do like me and then stop at your master's? Why you keep going?
Oh God, I ask that question to myself every day. Why PhD?
Because you're in a 5-year PhD program, right?
Yeah, that is correct. So like I said before, that my undergrad was in pharmacy, and only my master's degree was in forensic. So when I graduated with just my master's, I thought that there was a little bit of area for me to even grow further and gain more knowledge before I actually start working in the field. And honestly, I was just scared that I don't screw things up with my knowledge that I have. I'm sure I was going to be trained. I'm sure that I would not be able, I won't be touching samples without being trained by the police. Definitely. But I just wanted to be more cautious and gain more knowledge before I enter with 100% certainty that I know things that I'm doing. And I've learned it with my process before I get into the field. And also the aim is to become a director in the lab someday. So I feel that PhD would actually not only help me with learning the techniques, but also help me get to my goal a little faster, if not that late, but eventually get me there. So
Right.
that's why the PhD, and the knowledge never goes in vain. So I'm sure it will
Yeah,
help me some way or the
of
other.
course.
Why did you
Yeah.
stop after your master's is the question.
I don't know. Well, I didn't really know anyone in the field growing up. So like I
Yeah.
always know I wanted to do forensics, but I end up like kind of majoring in criminal justice because I wasn't too smart as a kid coming out of high school. So I was kind of just like walking around like a headless chicken trying to find out what to do in life, kind of. But I know I want to do forensics, but I just didn't know
Right.
how to go about it, who to talk to, what to do. So I end up getting my undergrad in criminal justice, and then through that, I really realized that okay, let me get my master's in forensics because that was what I really wanted to do. And for some reason, in 4 years of undergrad, I didn't think to get the undergrad in forensics. But that's a mistake as I got older that I realized people make all the time. And I feel like those years of undergrad, I feel like it's an okay time to make those mistakes because then you get to learn a lot of tidbits of information that you can bring into the forensic science field. And since you've done these random things, they're going to help you that no one else might have. And it kind of helps set you apart.
Absolutely. Which
And
is
also,
true.
once I got the master's, I'm like, all right, man, I'm going to like, sound is going to come of this. Like, I'm going to bulldoze my head through any way I can, and someone's going to let me in somewhere. And then I'm going to just do what I can, however I can.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And it's good that you got the chance to experience it in your undergrad, which I was not given the chance. Not given, but I
Right.
didn't have the opportunity to do that. Like if I chose pharmacy, it was just pharmacy for me. In spite of I knew in the back of my head that forensic is where I want to be, which I eventually ended up doing. So I guess you are at a better stage than I am.
I don't know. I feel once you get your doctorate, the floodgates will open, man. That's
Oh,
crazy.
amen. Amen.
Would you ever consider teaching?
I did. That's actually subconsciously always in my mind. Because fortunately I got a chance to teach in Rutgers, chemistry, like chem principles, the basic chemistry to undergrads. I took the lab and I did the recitation, and I had so much fun teaching the kids. And I could feel connected to them. Like I could bring my own experience of working in the lab. I could tell them as to how the processes work, like make them imagine the experiments before they got in. So it was kind of like a nice high for me. I was so happy. So I feel that if I get a chance, well, it's not only about the chance. If I do pursue teaching, it would be really fun for me. But I would
Right.
only do that after I gain some experience in the field. I don't want to go in just having a PhD knowledge into teaching.
Yeah.
I want to
I
share
feel the
the
same
path.
way.
Yeah. I wish to share with them, oh, I went into the lab and this is what happened. And this is what you deal with. And this is what you have to, this is what you face in the field. So rather than just imagining things which I've not faced and telling them, I would wish to have gone through a little before I talked with them. So
No. We're like twins because I feel the
oh,
same
you
way.
are.
I was
Yeah.
thinking like I really wouldn't mind teaching at all, like because I wouldn't mind explaining some of the stuff I've learned, but I would want to have some experience under my belt first. I feel like maybe that's part why I've been, doing this podcast because I feel like
Right.
I kind of want to like teach people because I'm the only one I know who does this, like by far. So it's like I want to like kind of put people on. They always think I'm doing this, and they always think it's like on TV. They always think I'm super smart. I'm like, I'm not super smart, and it's really not like on TV. So like I kind of like to explain to people what I do, and I feel like this podcast was a way of kind of just trying to breaking it down because I could use some crazy terms, but when someone taught me, they didn't use no crazy terms. They broke it down, and it's like you can really learn anything as long as you can understand the lingo, I'll say. So
Absolutely.
that's
Absolutely.
I want to get people to understand the lingo.
Yeah.
And you never know who's watching you. I remember in my
I know.
undergrad, I told my advisor in undergrad I want to do forensics. So she we talked about it for a while, and then I picked John Jay for my grad school, and then maybe like a year and a half after I left, she told me that there's another kid who kind of wanted to do forensics there too. So she put him in contact with me, and it's funny because he was kind of trying to choose between my master's program in John Jay and your master's program in PACE. So,
oh, really? Did you draw him to your program?
100%. I was like, PACE.
Oh my God,
PACE
where was
what?
I?
PACE what? So he's in the grad program at John Jay right now, and so I'm like, pretty happy about that.
PACE is amazing, by the way.
Oh no, I'm not
PACE.
saying PACE is
No,
bad.
I know. I'm just joking with you.
But I'm biased. I'm not gonna lie, I'm biased.
No, absolutely. So am I towards my school. So it's
exactly.
fair.
So you never know who's watching. And then I found out my undergrad all of a sudden wants to have a minor in forensics, and I'm like, well, where was this when I was going there?
Yeah.
I kind of hope they name that program after me, but we'll see how that goes.
We should put that recommendation out there.
They send me the letters asking for money all the time anyway, so I'm going to tell them like, you could do this for me because I kind of think this is kind of because of me, but
Yeah, I hope they listen to this podcast.
Oh yeah, I'm sending them. I send them my little business card every time I send them a couple of dollars. Like, here you go, guys. Yeah. Alumni fees, subscribe.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
let's get it done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. No, but that's amazing, and you never know who listens to it, and you never know who you draw towards a field, which is so nice for us. We have found our directions, and I hope we could help someone find theirs.
Exactly. That is that's a fact.
Yeah, it's a fact. Yeah, it is, right? Because there are so many people out there. I feel that are always looking for what they want to do in their lives, and they're trying to experiment with different fields and trying different jobs, and they don't know. So hopefully with their experiences, if someone would think that, forensic is what my path is, they'll talk to us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's good because they won't have to make the mistakes we made, because God knows the kid I help out, like, I'm jealous of him because I get to like navigate him through everything, and I'm like, damn, like the time it took me and the time it's gonna take you is crazy. Like,
absolutely. Oh yeah, I think I have more mistakes that I've like my list of mistakes is longer than the right decisions I've taken in my life so far.
Double to triple.
Yeah, exactly. Like so many. But sometimes the mistakes kind of turn around and give you a nice smile, and then things work out.
They give you some good perspective, man. Experience is always the best teacher.
Yeah, exactly. I know, which is bizarre, because I remember when I was, this is very, very, very interesting. I don't know if it's a mistake or it's my foolish decision or smart decision, but when I got into my PhD a couple of days before, I won't say the name of the job that I got, but it was my dream job. I got to do everything I wanted. And I'm like, no, I have to learn more before I get into the field. And I left that job and I'm like, no, I'm doing my PhD. So if it's a mistake or what, I don't know. I think after 3 years, I'll get to know.
You're on the right path, man. You're on the right path.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I keep saying.
So you're working on a thesis right now, right? Would you even call it a thesis for the doctor? Is it like a dissertation at this point?
So yes, so I'm working on a project right now, and so after 2.5 years into your PhD, you give a qualifying exam. So you present in front of your committee what your project looks like, and what future projects you have planned to work on the the different aims that you have. And then you show them the data that you have collected, the knowledge you have gained so far. And then if the committee approves, you become from a PhD student to a PhD candidate. So then your real work starts, because now hopefully you don't have to take any more classes. You just have to do your research for the aims that you had presented in front of the committee and work on it diligently for the next 3 years till you get your PhD.
Okay,
That's
that's
how the
really
process.
interesting.
Yeah, thank you. Well, that's how the process is at my school. So I don't know if different schools have different way of working around it, but that's how it is for
That's
us.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool. That's cool.
it's
So
going well.
I would hope to have you back next week so we could hear about some of the research you're doing.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I would be excited to share. Can't share much information, but as much as I could share, I would be happy to.
Well, whatever you can tell us, we'd love to hear because
Yeah,
we have a
absolutely.
thirst for knowledge.
Yes, absolutely. And I would love to explain the process that I'm working on and everything that I'm doing. But yeah, looking forward to next time.
All right, that's good. All right, so I guess we could wrap this one up then.
Okay,
So
thank you
Nidhi,
so much.
thank you for coming. Thank you for talking with me. Thank you for being cool. And hopefully next week you could come by and we could keep talking. You should drop your email if you choose to. If anyone listening might want to talk to you, so you could tell the
Absolutely.
people at home how to contact you.
Yeah, no, it was absolute delight. Thank you so much. And I will see you next week. Thank you.
All right, guys. Everyone who's listening, you know the vibe. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Do whatever you got to do. Hit me up at sheth.forensics. At this point, yeah, I know the email, man. That's it, man. See you guys next week. Peace.
Bye.